2 times. Kasi i-share ko muna yung entire screen. Hi guys, you are watching me, Nikki, also known as Faces Trader. It's July 27, 2020, and you're watching July 27 Philippine Market Update. So, kung Jose, kung Huahi kinadit sa Kyo, dinekwa Philippine Market Update, kinadit chit gedep chit ho, pai it. So, it's the Monday. Let's talk about Philippine market. Lan kay siya Philippine, let's hong siya. So you could see that the Philippine market, most of your mining is up. Like your NIKL is up 8%, your APX mining is up 3%, your Felix mining is up 7%. You could see that these commodities went up. Felix Petroleum goes up as a sympathy play with Felix mining. So let's see what's happened around the world. Let's go to your charts abroad. You are seeing that gold has already reached 1900, and we have been saying this for quite a while. If you are following me on Twitter, I have been saying this for over really a long time. So if this is the first time that you are subscribed to the channel, I just want to repeat that I wanted you to know that Awesome 10X seeks to give you great ideas to make money from. So I'll speak in a bit Filipino. Kahit ilang ulit ko nang sabihing manood lang po ng Philippine market updates ko, ihinain ko na po yung kakainin ninyong magandang company. Sana po, naway sana po may nanood, may nakinig at may kumita. Maligayang araw po, NIKL Asia, Apex Mining, Felix Mining, free on YouTube. So you could see that we have been highlighting this since when po ba? Since June 23. We've been discussing this since June 23 that NIKL Asia has bottomed. Why do we say this? It's because we have an edge. We actually look globally. So let me try to share to you what's why we determined that NIKL Asia bottomed June 23, 2020. Let me now share a few things. Let me share that specific clip. Play this. Let's start from here. So we were discussing here some things about Tesla, I think. Let's go 3 minutes, guys. Let's listen to that. How we determined the Apex Mining, the NIKL Asia. The press release of Apex Mining. Not sure about the volume, but Apex Mining reports a 60% higher first quarter 2020 earnings. We also saw that the market is willing to buy some of your holding firms. No, let's discuss JG Summit. Of course, this is also a reopening play, given that JG Summit holds a percentage in your Cebu Pacific. So this is considered a viable situation if JG sold. Well, it's actually hit all-time highs, $1,000, and we're seeing that very strong support at about this prior highs. There's a lot of movement in your electric car market. Tencent reinvested higher in NIO. This is the Chinese version of Tesla. You're seeing, I'm not sure if this one will see it. I'll show you some trading moves here. In general, I'm seeing a strong movement worldwide, abroad. So it is translating in the entire market, not just in the Philippines. So I think like the Philippines is getting the love. Even if there are so many cases of spike of coronavirus in New York, in Brazil, in New York, Beijing, Brazil, the market seems to be ignoring all of these coronavirus cases. So a lot of names actually kept rising to all-time highs last night, suggesting that the bulls are still in control. So you're seeing that electric car maker BYD company rallied strongly to about 52, broke about 56. This is already trying to break higher and higher. You've got a lot of very risk-on mentality names right yesterday. This is a gene therapy name in NVTA. Sorry, I'll discuss all of these in our global market updates, but it tells you why I am saying that Philippine stock market is actually showing a bullish move rather than a bearish move. So with the bulls winning, you want to bet with the bulls. So the bulls example, so given your risk reward ratio, that means that this one, NIKL Asia, you should actually be betting that this 220 could actually be retested on the way higher. So you can actually make a bet that at 181 or 178, any drops here would be limited. It's higher probability that it goes higher rather than going down. Drops should be taken advantage of. So that is actually a buy signal for me. This is a buy signal. This is a good buy signal today. GT cap, buy signal. So guys, I just wanted you to know that we have been highlighting all these beneficiaries ever since June 23, 2020. We have been betting globally on the electric market move. Some of us made 70%, 50% move on Tesla in BYD 1211. And of course, we were saying that electric beneficiary NIKL Asia is going to move higher, and APX mining was a gold bug play. You could see it July 6, July 1, June 30. We're saying gold morning sa inyong lahat. I wanted to explain that watching our videos, like you could see naman Elon Musk and NIKL Asia, gold glitters, nickel shining bright. We have been mentioning nickel electric beneficiary, Apex gold bugs. So really, I just wanted to emphasize, guys, that what I do here on a daily basis is for you to watch and listen and learn and actually try to make money from it. So let's try to discuss. This is a validation, a confirmation of how right we are on our picks. So let's go to the winners. And if you actually try to listen and subscribe to our channel, it's for free. Cost nothing anyway. Learn something and share to your friends that hey, there's this awesome 10x YouTube channel where you can watch and learn Philippine markets and global markets. Since before that, we kept on emphasizing, guys, 178, 180 to buy. When this one went down, we were saying at $2, it was still going to be a great opportunity to buy because, guys, electric beneficiaries, it's a secular trend. It's a secular trend, meaning if the world is going to go electrification, it will actually enable more battery storages to be made, and that battery storage will actually help increase the prices. The demand of nickel is going to be increased, and so you could see that this is an outperformer from 140. Now it's 240. Even if we entered here at 180 or even at 2, you're still up 20% or more. So this is a question if you know how to hold your winners or will you trade it only. Okay, from a trading perspective, you might see some resistance at 260, but we would see that a 220 drop is probably a higher low again. So winners will always create higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and higher highs. That is what an uptrend is. Of course, people are talking about, it's maingay. People are discussing gold. We have been discussing gold June 23, June 29, June 30, July 1. So you could see we were discussing it here at about 17.5, 17.7. People ask me, Nikki, can you discuss to me how to do technicals? How do you chart? Well, that was as clear as day break out here at 17.5. At $19, you should be just holding your winners, guys. You should be holding because you should know that the winners will win, not chasing, learn to hold. Even if you entered at 17.8, we actually emphasize that even at 17.8, I remember a client asking me, Nikki, what are you most bullish upon? Was it gold, was it Tesla, or was it Tencent? And then I said, I like gold, I like Tesla, I like Tencent, I like Copen, I like Vuzi, I like a lot of names. And I keep on emphasizing to people that you could actually make a lot of money, not necessarily going all in with one name. I understand that people like to just say, Nikki, I just want your top one, your top two. They don't want to listen to me whenever I say, guys, choose 15 companies worldwide, at least 15 companies, because there's so many winners around the world. Let me share to you today that I made a podcast. If you are the first listener today, if you just learned about me today, guys, I do have my Spotify. Listen to my most recent episode. What did Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish taught me rest talks? Then I discuss a few things like Seren, C Limited, Spotify, Twitter, voice trends. But I hope that you like my podcast because I really try to create good content for you. And of course, follow me on Faces Trader. This is my Twitter handle. Let's discuss the Philippine market. So Nicolasia validates for us. Okay, so people ask me gold. A few things that you should know about gold. Harmony, HMI gold mining, for instance, in the USA. I'll discuss Philippines and global because it is interrelated. Whenever I discuss, okay, we're gonna buy Nicolasia, we're gonna buy APX mining, it's because I have a reason why they should do well. Or we were discussing in the Philippines, ACH, solar farms, wind farms. Why do we discuss these secular trends? Because these are where the future is. Okay, take note that as of June, okay, Harmony Gold Mining went from 382 to 811. That means that while gold shot up from about 1750 to 1900, that is what, 10%. But if you did your due diligence, you did your studies, you'd have made 100%. So does that mean that you need to do your research? You need to do your hard work? The answer is of course yes. Nothing beats hard work, guys. Nothing beats hard work. Just because you tell me that gold is going up doesn't mean that gold is what I'll buy. I could, there are a lot of gold names. Like here, assuming I bought June 30, 130, now this is 162. Can it go $2, 260? Well, if you study the right names, the answer is yes. Freeport McMoran, okay, it was a bit mabagal, but it's $13. Now in the Philippines, you can take a look what happened to our pick. Our gold pick was Apex, right? Apex Gold Mining, they've got production. Take a look what happened. So we were saying 120, 130, right? So about June 26, and then we kept on reiterating those buys, July 1, July 6. Okay, so today so far from 120, assuming you bought at 130, 150, that's still 10% higher. So maybe the question that you might ask is, Nikki, I'm holding already this winner. How high will it go? I just want to hold my winner for how high it can go. So as I said, we already said this, you've got some resistances on the way up. You've got resistance. So a lot of people are new. They don't know, Nikki, what does resistance mean? Resistance means it's a place where there are so many sellers. They got a pet there. They got stuck there. So how do you know that it's a resistance? Take note that in 2018, a lot of people bought at 150 to 160 and thought that at $2 they could sell. So every time it was here, they buy, then they sell there. They buy here, and then they weren't able to sell near 190. So they're probably holding and holding. Those people who got in at 150 to 160 are still stuck. They're stuck. Maybe they didn't sell. So now that they're breaking even, that might be a resistance that they would sell into, or they will wait at 190. So let's take a look at your risk reward. If you bought today at 150, you're at the same page as all of these people who are stuck. All of you wants to sell at 160. Or maybe all of you wants to sell at 170 to 190. So you have a huge resistance. Meaning, what's my upside if I bought at 150? Your upside is something like maximum 25% upside. And then your risk is that you go down back to about 130 or 120. It's 15 or 10 to 15% downside. Okay, so it's a 50-50 kind of move, 20% down. So with that risk reward ratio, it doesn't present to you a great risk reward ratio if you are chasing. However, if you are buying somewhere at 130, take a look at your risk reward. Your risk reward from 130 to 120, your risk is 8%, your reward is 40%. So generally speaking, guys, even as a newbie, you have to learn how to trade correctly, learn how to invest correctly, or else you'll have a hard time. So the risk reward has to be, if you want to buy Apex Mining, if you didn't enter at 130 bucks or 120 bucks, you missed the chance. So don't worry, there might be an opportunity for you to enter Apex Mining near 132. Will this go as high as 160 or 190? Sometimes it happens, guys. Sometimes if you miss the train will leave you. So the people who got in here, they can hold their winners all the way. That means that those who got in at 120 or 125 or 130, hold your winners all the way. You can get 50% reward if you hold it. Your current reward today, you're probably up already by 20%, can go 40, 50% up. Learn to trim upward, or you just hold and see where it goes. So definitely, maybe there are some people brighter than us. They are smarter than us. They got in maybe 1 peso. I don't know. But sometimes, what do you learn here? I said in my podcast, it doesn't matter where it's been. The question is, where is it going to go? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? So even if you didn't buy at 1 peso, even if you didn't buy at 80 cents, even if you just bought at 120 to 130, you still got a good move. So really, I remind people, when you find a winner, you stick to a winner. Okay, let's see. Some mining plays. NIKL was a beneficiary of the electric cycle. Apex Mining on your gold. Some Philippine issues on the gold cycle. Philex Mining. Yes, we see so much resistance. Diba? We keep on emphasizing. We discussed this all the way. We already said this. So what will you do? You bought what? 260, 270? 280. Okay, good work for you. You've entered at the right place at the right time. Now you're holding your winner. Some of you might have sold at 326 because what? It's 330 here. You see that resistance, but you can also hold it for the gravy move. You can probably hold your winners. Maybe it will keep on rising to $4. So at this point in time, I think the risk-reward ratio for the chasers, it's 50-50. It's nothing more like a coin toss. If you buy at 330, can go to $4, can also go back to $3. So you have to know how to bet well. However, those who have this, you don't need to be aggressively selling because maybe in the next few days it can go higher. So, and even if it goes down, you definitely know that those who don't have it will buy at the higher low. So you are seeing an uptrend here, a higher low here. So some people might actually be willing to buy at $3. It won't go to 260 anymore, 270. So good for you. If you're holding this, try to just hold your winners and end on dips like $3. See if you can enter some more winners. Okay, a few things to note. What happened in your Philippine market? PSEI, your Philippine Index is going down 2.37%. This is a huge underperformance versus what's happening abroad globally. So Philippine market is not participating in your global market uptick. Definitely your Nasdaq's at what? Nasdaq is at 10,000. Even if it's 10.5, 5% down from 11.1, that's nothing. You've got 100 to 200% moves in US, some of them 400%. So what you are seeing in the Philippines is quite a big underperformance. And the reasons are because we do have traditional firms. We don't have a lot of great companies here that can defy the COVID pandemic. So so far, you are seeing our biggest names going down. Let's take a look in your index. So market volume is pathetic. Pathetic pa rin, guys. It's still bad. 3.8 billion pesos. I don't sugarcoat when the volume is bad. It's really bad. Advancers, 72. Decliners, 123. You've got some losers, a lot of losers here. PSEI goes down, all shares go down, financials go down, industrials goes down, holdings, properties, a lot of stocks going down, except one sector, mining, only NIKL Asia, only Apex Mining. So only those things, gold because worldwide gold prices are rising, nickel because electric beneficiary. So definitely you could see more losers with 1 billion peso foreign net selling. Take a look at your Inquirer, your Philippine newspaper here. We are seeing that the Philippines president will be discussing today the SONA. Duterte would not submit the 2021 budget during the SONA. So it's gonna be a lot of talks on SONA. How are we handling the government response on COVID-19 pandemic? So definitely, the world is bearish. The world is bearish about how the Philippine government and economy is doing. So if that is not factual for you, then you can just see the prices anyway, and that is good enough facts for you. Bloomberry is down 8%. Let's take a look what's happening. So casinos worldwide isn't really going down, but Philippines, maybe it's a sell-off, not related to casinos in general, but it's generally just Philippines. So I'm gonna show you a few things, no? So your Bloomberry is going down from $8 to 6 pesos today. You've got a higher low for Bloomberry, $4 here at $5. When you look at the sector, no, for the casinos worldwide, it's not really falling like this catastrophic. Why am I saying that? Oh, I'm gonna show you a few things in abroad. Penn National Gaming, kaboom, from $4 to $40 to 34. What's happening when you're Win Resorts? Win Resorts, 30 to 100, 73. What's happening to companies like online sports betting? GAN, okay, 11 to 28, now 22. That's a pullback, but still a higher low. You've got, let's go to Hong Kong. If you're familiar with some casinos in Hong Kong. Sorry, this one doesn't show you some Hong Kong. I'm going to show to you some Hong Kong names. Some Hong Kong casinos, Win Macau, 11.28. So it's weak, but it's still a higher low. So 10 went to 15, now $12. Melco, let's go to see Melco International Development. Okay, so $10 to 17, 13.64. So generally speaking, I think your Chinese casinos would have these drops. Yes, it's dropping. What's happening with your Bloomberry is that there is potentially, people are a bit scared about what's happening with China, maybe another problematic China visits. But if you don't have Chinese players, it's really hard for Bloomberry to actually be able to get as big of a revenue. So where is the support of Bloomberry? Try to see what's happening with the $5. Definitely, you would have gotten out here at 8 or even at 7.50, right? So that is an obvious sell signal here. Even if you didn't get to sell at $8, because hindi tayo madamaw ring. We're not like, we don't predict tops. Even if you sold somewhere at 7.50 to 7, you'd still have made money, guys, because it's more about your entry. You would have entered what here? 5.50 to $6. So you'd have gotten out. Even here at 7, you're still up. So let's see where this goes. Will it get back here at 5.50 or 5.50? So let's see. You have about 10% downside. So let's take a look at that. What's happening in your Philippines? So a lot of losers, right? So what's happening in the Philippines is your biggest weights are losing. Your SMs, let's take a look. But generally speaking, your SM is actually still within this zone. So SM has support here at 840, 834. Let's take a look what happens there. Let's take a look what happens to your Ayala Corporation. Ayala is doing a REIT. Real estate investment trust. So let's take a look if people buy sa Ayala Corporation at 680 to 640. Take note, this is a higher low, a higher performance for their AC and SMs. Property-wise, we have been saying that it's been weak. So Ayala Land is also weak, 38 going to 31. But the Ayala REIT can actually potentially help Ayala Land raise money. So that's good from a financial balance sheet effect. So Ayala Land, and then of course, a lot of your property names want to also issue, whether it's senior bonds, Mega World wants to issue senior bonds. I think like there's more companies trying to issue cheap money. Manila Water is also trying to issue some cheap money right now. All of our companies in the Philippines, in a way, guys, with cheap money globally, they need to save some interest expenses. And so every company in the Philippines is trying to access the bond market, the REIT market in order to get as cheap, as low as interest funding as they can. So it's good for the shareholders, actually. Any dips of Manila Water, you could see some higher lows here at 11.40, some higher lows here at $12. So Manila Water, you might be able to enter near 12 or 11.50. So take a look at those names. Stable names, okay, Globe is actually falling down, but this one will give you a 5% interest. So take a look here at 1960 to 2000, you might be able to get a good support there. Telephone, it's at 1314. People are disposing and taking profits ahead of the earnings call on August and September. So you might be able to see an entry at 1.2. At 1.2 below, it's a good buy. You get 78 pesos. If you don't like a 6% dividend, I can understand because there's a lot of returns in abroad. But for those people who wants 6%, 5%, not so bad, guys. Okay, a few things, no. So what's happening in the Philippines? Mostly going down. So your Bloomberry is big, down 8%. Your banks are down 6%. Your RLC is down 6%. Your Metro Bank 5%. Security Bank 5%. So generally speaking, the market is showing to you that they are afraid on the banking NPLs. So it's really about NPLs. People are, they've been afraid for how long? So the question is, what's gonna happen is, will the fears be validated? Will it really be in a depression cycle for your financials in the Philippines? So your BDO is going down. You have support here at 85. I don't know. I don't know how to predict. We can take a look whether BDO will get supported at 85. But definitely, the lower it goes, the higher the reward for those who are taking in. Your reward is 110 and 115. If BDO can surprise on the upside, you've got the earnings call this coming month. So take a look on the earnings for the banks. Take a look at what's happening because as a sector, banks are falling down. Your BDO, your Security Bank, your Metro Bank. So these are what? So your Metro Bank fell as low as 33, 34. I think like some people might think, hey, the financials are worrisome, but is it priced in? So so far the charts are showing that if it can support here at 33, then you might get a big reward at 40 bucks. So it's really about risk reward, guys. Just because it's falling doesn't mean that there's no opportunity. When people were selling down NIKL Asia, we were saying, you know what, when 180 you can buy. And then people right now, maybe they're afraid of the airlines. So let's take a look what's happening airlines abroad. Delta Airlines. Well, I'm not saying that this is a support talaga, but look at this. This is a higher low. 26, 27. Okay, so there are some people buying airlines. You're buying 26, even if it goes to 20 bucks, because they're seeing a lot of improvement in the COVID vaccines. You've got Moderna, you've got Remdesivir, you've got AstraZeneca, you've got all these COVID vaccines, ensuring that the people who get sick will get healed. And so that is why some people are reopening, rooting for humanity stocks. Now, of course, Delta Airlines is for your USA, but in the Philippines, what company in the Philippines? Just Cebu Pacific, right? So if you believe that the Filipinos and all these Americans, tourism, the Philippines will not go to zero, Cebu Pacific here at 35 can actually be taken advantage of. Even if it goes to 32, take a look on your risk reward. These are the things that you might have to buy low, sell high from. Of course, Macro Asia, it is suffering. Similar airline sector is going down. But at 470, how low can this go? 4 bucks? Okay, so it used to trade at 3 bucks here, 350 here, went as high as 7. That is a 100% move. So can you make another 100% move if you enter at 350 to 4? So let's see whether you can actually get it low as that price. So there, it's already more than 15 minutes. I hope you learned something. And I hope that you follow me on Awesome 10X. I do give you a lot of good ideas and good updates. Thank you very much. So, Tosha din Tiago ne Kaishak Philippine market. I can't always speak Filipino or Hokkien or English. So I do hope you understand. So Kim Tito na leki chang kao nan chung kia ko nang chang si nang chango. Tansi yo since opportunity la, di bo kim yung liboy ko tang sige kung silang la sinsuela. So you look, your world has to expand. It's not just in the Philippines. It's not just gold. It's not just nickel. It's a lot. The world is big. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye bye.